The BVI is well placed for increased visitor arrivals via air access with the coming on stream of direct flights between BVI and Miami in September this year. Research data for 2016 published by businessbvi.com indicates that business travel is expected to significantly drive up the price of air transport in 6 hotspots around the world. These are Australia, China, Colombia, India, Mexico, and Singapore. The data suggests that ticket costs in those 6 countries will increase in stark contrast to global prices, which are not expected to change much, if at all, in 2016. Now, what opportunities could there be on the horizon for Destination BVI? Sean Rose spoke to one of the presenters at the 6th BVI Business Outlook Conference, Nathan Lump, editor at Travel and Leisure New York, and sought his perspective on that question and related issues.
Given your expertise in travel and leisure and so forth, what this possibly means for destinations like BVI, especially given the recent announcement of direct travel from Miami to BVI and so forth?
I think it's an interesting question. The high end of the market, which is our audience at Travel and Leisure, is not particularly sensitive to rate increases as long as they're not super significant. What they are very much sensitive to is time. So our audience specifically prefers direct flights and easy connections. And so what we see is that actually drives demand even more than price does. So I think actually the recent announcement about increased service and direct service into BVI is super significant for this destination. We've seen in recent years the rise in popularity of certain destinations in the region that have seen increased service, places like St. Lucia or Turks and Caicos, that have had increased airlift in and direct airlift in from major markets, and that has driven actually interest and business in those destinations. So I believe that actually, even more so than this increase in prices for other destinations, being a key driver or a potential driver of positive business for the destination.
And within the context of your presentation at this 6th BVI Outlook Conference, what are you bringing to the BVI? What should stakeholders here in BVI, tourism stakeholders and all stakeholders, do to benefit from this trend that we're looking at?
I think the most important thing is to continue to watch the changes in the industry and stay on your game. We're going to talk later today a lot about disruption, and there are continued challenges. Technology is driving the pace of change, and consumers' access to choice more so than ever before. And so I think it's really important for all destinations to watch what's going on, and not only in their own region or in their own particular industry, but what's happening elsewhere, because consumers now increasingly will consider a wider variety of options than they may have in the past. So you might see someone saying, I could go to the BVI or I could go to the Seychelles. Whereas in the past, they might have been saying I could go to the BVI or go to the USVI, and so I think that there is, it's very, very important, increasingly important, to really watch carefully what's going on around the industry and make sure that you're staying competitive.
And again, from your expertise, what pointers from the perspective of customer service would you give to those people who have not been able to attend this particular Outlook conference this year?
I think on the service side, I think one of the things that we see a lot is that the consumer increasingly has an expectation that the product, essentially, of their trip, so let's say a hotel room, is going to be exceptional and is going to have value for price. But what they really are looking for is a transcendent kind of experience, and the service is really the thing that takes a great product and turns it into a fantastic experience. So I think that is really, really important in terms of staying competitive, in fact, because that is what people are going to go back home and talk about with other people, with their network, both in social media and in real life. And so I think trying to do everything you can do to deliver an experience that makes a memory for people is critical.
The BVI Business Outlook Conference was held on January 13th on Scrub Island Resort under the theme Engaging the Future in a Period of Volatility.